Hello everyone, my name is Casey Zeman and welcome to Easy Webinar Plugin. We've combined webinars with WordPress to bring you the first automated webinar software designed specifically for WordPress. Easy Webinar Plugin. There were a lot of questions regarding the features and functions of Easy Webinar Plugin, so let's go check them out. Let's start at the top and work our way down. How about that? All right, so this is the registration page information is the first thing. Now, your webinar page title is going to be like your headline, okay? Really what your webinar is about. Webinar topic, this can also be something dealing with similar to your headline. You can use this as a sub-headline. Now, display options. You can either choose a video or image to display as the main display feature on the registration page. Now, most people decide to go with video, and I think that's a good idea because that's the call to action. This is where you're telling them, hello everyone, thank you for coming to the registration page. We have an awesome webinar that we'd love for you to attend. You can register in the registration box. Please join us, choose the date that works for you, and we'll see you in the webinar. The video now, there's two things you can do. You can either upload a URL, all right? Now the URL should be either YouTube video or an Amazon S3 video. And if you're using YouTube, make sure you do not use the shorthand version of YouTube, the embed version. Use the long YouTube URL, okay, that you find in the URL above, all right? Or what you can do is you can simply click upload and browse your computer and actually choose a video that you want to upload. All right, so webinar description, you can go through and you have many different font families to choose from, and I love this editor because you can actually see the fonts, and a lot of editors don't actually do that. You have font size, you can do the red heading, you could do headline 1, headline 2, you could put bullets in if you wanted to, and you can make this as long as you want. The webinar description, you can have that, and again, you can choose any font you want. And now you can choose your presenter information. So I'm going to say yes, put your name. Now, presenter, you can either upload an image through just uploading it through the system here or provide a URL. Now, I did it through the system, and this is what it created. It created the URL for the JPEG for me. Now, I would suggest when you do this, create an image that is about 100 pixels by 100 pixels because otherwise it's going to look distorted. You want to keep a very small image on there, just like if you were going to use GoToMeeting or GoToWebinar. Okay, presenter's description. You can have this as whatever you want. I put video marketing dude and all-around nice guy who likes pizza. And now let's move into social sharing. The share feature, what this does is the attendee who gets the thank you page after they've registered, they will be able to share that they just registered for this webinar on their Facebook wall, on their Twitter feed, okay? And we give them incentive for doing so by giving them a reward. We allow them to download something as a gift for sharing. They have to share in order to receive this gift, and that creates a kind of a viral effect. Now, the two reward types that you can take advantage of are you can do a video, okay? And you can put the URL of the video or upload a video. Or what you can do, which is awesome, is we have a document upload. So you can upload a PDF, you can upload a doc, a Word doc, a text document, a PowerPoint document, and or you can use a URL, okay, from a different media source. Then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going to the thank you page. And the thank you page, remember, is after they registered, this is the page that they're sent to. So here we have, thank you so much for signing up to the webinar. Get your gift below. And this can be in a video that you say it, like, hey, thank you so much for signing up. We look forward to seeing you. Now, there are things you should do. You should save this page or this unique link in your calendar, save the date, you know, things like that. Let them know about saving the date for the webinar. Keep them involved and active, and then ask them to share, okay? So there should be call to actions on this page. Okay, so now let's move into the webinar scheduling information. Because this is an automated webinar, you can choose as many times as you want to play the webinar during the day for as many days as you want during the week. So these are the options that we have for webinar schedule information. We have every day, specific dates, 1 day per week, and selected days in the week. Now, if you want to choose selected days in the week, you can choose whatever specific days you want, right? And then you can run multiple times during the day. So if you want it 3 times a day, 3 slots will open up, and then you choose the times. So 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and let's say 4 p.m. as well, okay? All right, but I want to do it every day, all right? Monday through Sunday. Now, the webinar live page information. This is where your webinar will be playing, the live page that your webinar plays on. Now, we have a couple awesome features, and nobody else has this. No other automated webinar script has this available, where you can actually upload a video to Amazon from the actual dashboard. Now, you could always put in your Amazon S3 video, and oftentimes it's going to look like this, RTMP. Now, actually, I'm going to tell you, you see this RTMP right here? Well, most times when you upload a video from Amazon S3, most of the times it's going to say HTTP, all right? And that's because it's a downloaded video. But what we do, we actually have a feature where, and right here, you can click to upload video to Amazon. You would enter in your access key and your security key, and then you'd upload a video directly into your system from our dashboard. And what we've created is an API that automatically creates an RTMP video. And an RTMP video is a streamed video, not a download video, but a streamed video. Now you're probably saying, Casey, why do I care about that? What's the difference between the two? Well, the difference between the two is this. A stream video, if someone comes late an hour into your webinar, that's when they will start seeing the webinar after an hour of that webinar playing. You see, a streamed video is a live event, where a downloaded video is pre-recorded and they can come to it at any time and watch it at any time. So if they come late to the webinar time, they are still getting it from the beginning of the webinar. But we have an option where you can actually put a streamed video in, which creates more of that real-time live webinar effect, because for all intents and purposes, it is a live presentation. It is a live broadcast. And if they come late, they're going to come late to the broadcast and miss some of it, okay? So, again, you have the option of putting in a URL that is an HTTP Amazon S3 video, or what you can do is go in and enter in your access key and your security key into the Amazon API here, and then browse your system and upload a video directly into it. All right, now I'm going to go to video. I'm going to go with my Mark Robertson interview, okay? Now, I want to show you something. Now, my Mark Robertson interview, I'm going to see how long it is, because I'm going to put in the length of time that it is. So this one is 35 minutes and 34 seconds, okay? So let me close that out. Okay, now I am opening it up and I'm going to be uploading it, okay? So click upload, and while it's uploading, you can get yourself a cup of coffee, because this is going to take some time, because this is a 35-minute and 34-second video. Put in the length of the video. We just found out that it was 35 minutes and 34 seconds, so put that in, okay? Because what that does is it helps us with creating that delayed event, okay? And I'm going to come down to that, which is next. So while this is saving, you can actually start creating more of your webinar while this is still downloading. So you don't have to wait for it, okay? But don't save it until it's completely uploaded, all right? So don't try to click save, because it won't work. You have to wait till it's completely uploaded, all right? Sometimes, it takes 5, 10, 15 minutes for a video, because Amazon has to convert it to a streamed video after uploading it from your computer. Let's move on and keep going with the webinar setup. Now, you have an option of, after the video is done, it can automatically redirect to another URL. So if that URL is payment page, you can go there. Or maybe if you want them to go to a second webinar video, you can do that. There's options there. Now, I'm not going to put anything here because I'm using this webinar page as my sales page, okay? I'm using it as my sales page, my sales funnel, so I don't have to have it direct to my sales page, okay? Because I'm going to have the order form under here. So now the multiple delayed events, you have an option for putting as many multiple delayed events as you want. Now, for instance, you can put a delayed event that says become a member, and you put the button link of the shopping cart wherever you're sending them. If you're making them pay, you're going to send them to the shopping cart. So maybe you're putting a ClickBank URL here, okay? And then you can also put the text to be displayed. And you can have that show up at any time in the webinar, okay? Now, most people have it show up at the end of the webinar, obviously, but you can have it show up whenever. And it doesn't necessarily have to be buy now. You can actually have a call to action here, or maybe even show some sort of interesting tidbit. Like if I have a webinar that's about converting leads with video, I can say something like, last year, YouTube downloaded 12 billion videos onto YouTube's site, in 2010, something like that, or 2011, okay? And that can show up at any time. You don't have to have a become a member or anything. You can have none and just simply have a call to action. But for us, we're just going to leave this for now. But there's endless things you can do. Okay, now let's move into the attendee list option. Now you have the option to disable the attendee list or enable it. And what that does is actually shows an attendee list to your right of the video, of the webinar video. Now what you need to do here is you can list names, and after you put the max number of attendees, list that many number of attendees. You can choose as many number of attendees as you want to have on here. Now what's going to happen is it will show you those people who are actually at this presentation, okay? People that have registered for the same webinar time slot as you will be showing in the list of attendees. However, you can put in fabricated names if you don't at first have a large number of attendees coming to the webinar, okay? So if you want to have 100, the max number of attendees is 100, you can put Joe Black and a name per line. Ray Phillips, okay, so on and so forth. You can put as many names as you want, and what that's going to show is it's going to show it populate that many people coming to the webinar, okay? And you can do that until you actually have a lot of attendees actually showing up, so that you have a little bit of social proof out of the gate so you can get those attendees, all right? That's usually the problem. We don't have something out of the gate where we can keep that interest. All right, now let's move into the chat box feature. You can disable or enable the chat box, and I would recommend you enabling the chat box. And what you're going to do here is you put in your email account. That email, when someone puts in a message in the chat box, it will be automatically redirected to your email so you can answer it in real time. Okay, now let's move into something that is unique to the Easy Webinar plugin, and that's called the Scarcity feature. You can enable this or disable it. We are going to enable it, and this is what the Scarcity feature is. It's very similar to a delayed event in that it is a delayed event, but what you're doing here is you are actually showing them a number of units decrease over a period of a selected time that you choose. Okay, so what do I mean by that? All right, so let's just put this in here. All right, now you see text here. It says only XXX left, right? Well, let's say we enter in the start number of 100 and end number of 5. And we decide that we're going to have this start at let's say 1 minute in and end at 10 minutes in, all right? What's going to happen is there's a timer, a countdown timer that shows up when you use the Scarcity feature. And it's going to start at 100 units, and it's going to drop down to 5 units over the period of this selected time. And what that does is that creates that impulse to buy because these products are going to be gone soon. They are being bought up. And what we're working on doing is actually showing you when people do purchase, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to actually have an option here where you can choose real-time purchase results in the start number and end number. You would choose the parameters, and we would actually show you how many people are actually going through and purchasing. Now we're entering in the template design information. This is where you're going to choose what color you want of your design. Now, I just want to let you know we are adding more designs here all the time, okay? For the moment, this is what we have, but whenever you're seeing this video, we may have triple this. What you can do is choose the color that you want. I'm going to go with blue, all right, which is this one right here. So choose whichever color makes sense to you. Now, what we're going to be doing is going into the email notification system. Okay, this is where we have our own built-in notification emails right here. But you also, what's really awesome is you can also put in your own autoresponder, all right? And by putting in your own autoresponder code, that links every person who signs up into your list that you create on your autoresponder, such as Aweber or Infusionsoft or MailChimp. Unfortunately, with your autoresponder, you would have to create a list for each and every time of your webinar, which could take a lot of time for you. So what we've done is we've created our own notification system that sends out the emails 3 days before, 24 hours before, 3 hours before, and 5 minutes before. Then start filling in this information. Email sender's name, that's my name. Email address, now this is going to be from wherever you want to send this from, or say you're sending it from. So if you have an email that's your business email, you can put that here. It's going to be sent from our actual notification system, but you can put in that email, okay? So now what we have here are short codes and a select few of emails or notifications that are going to go out automatically. This is kind of like our own autoresponder. You have these short codes can be placed into these emails, and let me tell you what each short code is. The first short code is username. That is the name of the subscriber. Webinar topic, the name of the webinar. Presenter name, the name of the presenter. Webinar link, webinar broadcast page. Okay, that's the actual page of the webinar. Webinar replay, this is the replay page of the webinar. Okay, so after someone watches it, or after it's been watched during a certain time, there's an email at the end that goes out saying, hey, did you see it? If not, check out the replay, okay? So let's go through each of these emails and I'll show you what I'm putting here. Now, the welcome email is sent out right after the registrant signs up for the webinar. And here's what I put. Hi, username. Let's actually capitalize H. Hi, username. Glad you decided to register for the event. And hello, username. Thanks for registering. Here's your unique link for the webinar. And you can take the webinar link and pop it in. It's their unique link, okay? Can't wait to see you there. Presenter name. So if it's me, this would be Casey, or maybe somebody else. If you have somebody else that's actually presenting the webinar, then this is what you'd put in there. Okay, let's go to the second email. Username, your registered webinar starts tomorrow. We have another email that's sent out 24 hours before the webinar starts. And remember, these are text editors, so you can make this as interesting looking as possible. We are going to be putting in eventually templates, email templates that are going to look very cool. They're going to be very similar to what Aweber has. Okay, so let's go into the email notification 2, just sent out 3 hours before the webinar starts. I have today is the day of the webinar username. Here is your unique link. And this one is sent out 5 minutes before. 5 minutes till the webinar. Get ready. Special guest announced. Here I'm finally announcing who our special guest is. So what I'm doing in these emails is I'm actually creating come to the next one so you can learn who it is and learn more. This email will send them the notification for the replay. And you can actually choose how many hours after the webinar is done that you want this email to go out. Once you are finally done entering all your data into your new webinar, you're going to scroll to the bottom and you are going to click Save. So click the Save Webinar button, the very large Save Webinar button, and then go into See All Webinars right under the Webinar tab. And here we are at your user webinar dashboard. This is where all of your webinars are stored, okay? Here's 1, 2, 3, and this is the one we were working on right here, okay? Pretty cool. Now, I've already shown you how EasyWebinar works, a lot of the functionality, but now I wanted to take you to where you can see what your webinar pages look like for the registration page. for the video page, for the after video page, which is the replay. And then I'm going to show you what the widget is, okay? Another unique feature of Easy Webinar plugin is our widget feature, okay? So you can click on the preview registration page here, and it will take you to the registration page. And you've seen this already throughout the demo here. But this is kind of the full thing in action. And this unique link up at the top is what you're going to send out to your users as the webinar link. You can also look at the live webinar broadcast page. And here it is right here in its full glory, the live webinar broadcast page. Let me just turn this down. And as you can see, we have the webinar presenter information right here to the right of the video, okay, or the webinar presentation. We have the registered attendees right here, the list of attendees, and more are coming all the time. Here we have the sign up form, which will send you to wherever you linked to. So if you click on that, that will send you to your shopping cart page, or I sent it to YouTube Revealed, which is one of my other sites. So let's close that down. And here is the scarcity feature to the right of the first delayed event, and that pops up at the selected time that you choose. And of course you can add the cart to that, and I think I sent this one also to my YouTube Revealed. Okay, and then below that is the chat box, and your attendees can put their name, email, and their query right here. How can I learn how to fly like a bird? And that is the interaction that happens on the live webinar broadcast page. So let's go back and let's now show you the difference between that and the replay page. Now the replay really is the exact same thing. It just doesn't have the registered users because it is a replay. It's not intended to look and feel live, but it still has the delayed events that will show up, and it has the chat box so people can still interact with you if they want to while they're on the replay. And now this video, they can actually pause this video. So it really has the look and feel of a replay page. Okay, now let's go back and show you my favoritist. I'm going to use that word. That's like a 2-year-old or 3-year-old would use it. My favoritist feature that Easy Webinar plugin has available, which is the widget feature. Okay, so what you have to do in order to access and make the widget feature work is, first off, it's right here. It's going to be in your user dashboard. It's the user webinars. You simply click on the get widget code, copy and paste, and you can put this in your website. But before you do, you have to activate the widget. Now, just like any other plugin, you have to activate it. So let's go into your plugins right here. Here we are in the plugins, and you will see that webinar plugin is activated because it shows deactivate when it's already active, but my webinar widget is not. These two are both uploaded at the same time from your desktop when you upload the plugin. But you have to go in and actually activate the widget in your plugin area. So activate the widget, and it's activating. Okay, now it's activated. Go back into your webinars, see all webinars, grab the widget code, and you have options here of different sizes, 400 by 309, 350 by 309, 309 by 309. But you can always change these to whatever setting you want, depending on where you're putting them in your website. I'm going to take the normal 309 by 309. So copy that. Now go into your website and put it into wherever you wanted to place it. I'm going to place it into my Casey Zeman online site. And just so you know, if you do not activate your widget, it's going to say it wherever you put it. It'll say widget is inactive, so you have to activate it. All right, so let's go in and edit the post, and here it is right here. We're going to switch that out with the new iframe, the active widget, and we're going to update. Now, let's view the post, and here it is right here. This is what it looks like. As you can see right here, it's choose the best day for you. It gives you those days, and remember, these days are always changing, so if someone comes tomorrow, these dates are actually going to be November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and not October 31st, 1st of November, and 2nd of November. You choose which day you want. So let's say I want to do the Wednesday, November 2nd. So get access, and what this will do is it will send it directly to the registration page, and it will already have selected the date that you've chosen on this widget. And as you can see right here, here is the time that it was set up for, November 2nd. So it automatically populates that, and obviously then this takes you to the thank you page. Now let's go to the home page of Casey Zeman Online. And there should be a little widget area, and I haven't set the size appropriately. I just was testing it out. And here it is right here. Sign up for the webinar right here. Okay. Now you can put as many of these as you want. If you've created 5 to 10 to 1,000 different webinars, you can put all the links right here, okay, or wherever you want. Okay, this is an iframe that you can put anywhere, into your Facebook fan page, into any site, and it will redirect back to your registration page. And what we're doing soon is we're going to have the capability of affiliates putting your widget onto their page and promoting your webinar, and they will get paid for it. So a lot of awesome things are happening. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this demo, and we have awesome customer support for the Easy Webinar plugin, and our goals are to help you create the best possible automated webinar that you possibly can. So contact us anytime, and I look forward to talking with you. This is Casey Zeman, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.